combo guide for Dhalsim, and a lot of Dhalsim's game plan is, yes, very revolved around using your big buttons and your crazy jump-ins to do some wacky stuff to the opponent. Hit them with dive kicks, hit them with random jumps and teleports into throws and stuff like that. But it is important, as well as having your spacing and zoning with crazy stuff down pat. It's also important that you know what to go for to get damage and good knockdowns after your actual hits. So, after your pokes, you can get 3 light pokes linked together like this, but unless you drive rush cancel, you can't combo anything else off of them. So generally, I recommend doing 2 of them into a fireball, which is slightly minus. You can also do 2 of them into your heavy half circle back heavy kick, your yoga flame or your yoga blast. I don't know what these things are called, yoga something. But it leads to a great knockdown and is more damaging than even stuff like this, which don't even combo off of your lights. So it's fast, combos off to your lights, leads to a great knockdown, so you can go for your yoga teleport shenanigans. You can teleport left, right, hit them with overheads, lows, throws, lots of shenanigans, great knockdown, and it's awesome that you can get this off of a throw. And also both of these, just a little note, can really easily combo into your level 3. So it means he can just super easily confirm into a level 3 no matter what combo he's going for, which is really handy to keep in mind because Dhalsim needs any clip of damage he can take. Also, whenever we use our heavy kick yoga flame in the corner, the upwards yoga flame, which we'll use it for a bunch of combos coming up, but in the corner, you can always link it into a down back heavy kick, which adds a nice, decent extra chunk of damage at the end of the combo, and also still gives you a really great knockdown plus 40 frames. So even just off of this little light combo, as you can see now it does a sizable amount of damage. And that also means that anytime we've gone for some kind of drive rush combo, or even after drive impacts, being in the corner lets us get this extra nice chunky chunk of damage. Now, I did mention that you can get a drive rush off of your lights, which is a really important skill, and Dhalsim does have that skill. So after my pokes, I can just drive rush into a poke, into my back medium kick, which is, basically our best combo tool, and then go for some kind of combo ender, whichever one you like. Be either that one or this one. Whoops. This one, which has 2 hits. They're both pretty similar, but I think this one is better because it has more damage and a better knockdown, but it's up to you. And this works off of this 3-hit light that he can go for after his crouching medium, crouching light kick, or diagonally down back crouching light kick. So it's really good that he can get conversions off of that. Now, like I mentioned, his best drive rush button is his backwards medium kick, just because it is has the best frame data on block. So if the opponent blocks it, it's +4, unlike any of his other normals, which will definitely not be that plus. But it's also decently plus on hit as well. So it kind of just works for everything. Also, even just on its own, it's a really good button to fish for because it's only 0 on block. So very, very good button. So, which means we're going to use it a lot in drive rush combos. So if I go for a drive rush after my down back medium kick, which is a crouching medium kick, I can drive rush into this, do it again, and go into a combo ender. As you can see, a simple combo doesn't do too much damage, but for Dhalsim, that's pretty good. You get a knockdown and some damage and decent frame advantage. That's when we go crazy with our yoga everything. The same can also apply off of any of your other cancelable buttons, like your crouching medium punch, just drive rush into this same combo, or even just itself. And if you are using it as a punish counter, then you can kind of just do 4 in a row. Which is pretty decent damage. Or if you know that you have gotten a hit, like perhaps we did get a punish counter, using your OD Yoga Flame is a better combo extender because you don't have to spend the 3 bars for the drive rush, so it's a little bit cheaper. And you can easily go into your level 1 with Heavy Punch, which does a nice solid chunk of damage and still has a good knockdown, and it's a good way of just adding some extra damage in for Dhalsim. So whenever you get a hit and you know that you get a hit, I recommend going for this route. Super simple, and it's just all around good, gives you a nice chunk of damage very easily. If you don't feel like spending the level 1 super though, you can also go for this, which sets up this projectile that hits the opponent extremely meaty. And because it hits him so meaty, of course, once again, that lets you go for some shenanigans with yoga teleports and the like. And like this. Pretty crazy. You can go left or right or low or throws or overheads. Pretty cool. Now, yeah, so the two combo extenders are either drive rush into a bunch of back medium kicks or just use your actual combo extending special move. If you are trying to use your level 1, you know, to get some more damage, off of your cancelable pokes, like your crouching medium punch or your standing heavy kick, you can go for the light punch version of your level 1, reaches a lot further than the other ones, so it will catch the opponent's toes from like distances like this where the medium and heavy one won't hit. The light one actually will. So if you are trying to get more damage from your pokes when you know they're going to hit, make sure you use the light version of your super. And from drive impacts, even if it doesn't hit the opponent, you can go for this kind of similar combo that we went for after our pokes, where you just go for a button into your heavy yoga fire, upwards yoga fire, and then into a sweep. This only works on the opponent who is hit, and the sweep can be kind of hard to time. There we go, but as you can see, it's a pretty sizable chunk of damage and still a great knockdown. If they do block it, I think you can just do any other normal, like back medium kick. Now, to combo into your level 2 or your level 3 is also pretty easy because, like, if you are going for like the combos we were just doing before, and like you realize, oh, I don't want to spend a level 1 here, I actually can spend a level 2, well then you can just go for a level 2. Cancel into a level 2, it does a bunch more damage, and puts you full screen with a good knockdown, so you can set up your zoning super easily. And if it does somehow not connect, like perhaps you do it in like a slightly spaced out situation, that can be a good range to go for like the setup one that actually doesn't hit the opponent, so that the massive fireball falls down on their head later. So he didn't actually connect with him, so now it's going to fall down and blow up. Be pretty cool. And like we mentioned, going into your level 3 is super easy because any of your projectiles or even just regular combo enders will easily combo into your level 3. Which means after your pokes, you can easily go into level 3, or even after like an extended combo where you're like going for this drive rush situation. Everything that you use to end combos easily goes into a level 3, even the medium yoga, fire, flame, whatever, I don't know, will all easily go into your level 3. Now the combos he gets from his dive kicks and his slides will of course depend on how you space them, because as you saw there, that one was spaced pretty well and it was plus 10, but sometimes they'll be like plus 4 or plus 3. So if you're not sure of your timing, it's best to just try and go for like a little poke into something safe. So maybe go for a poke into this because that's safe on block. Or if you think that like they're just gonna block it, you may as well just go for like back medium kicks into some safe pressure. So even if you do get the hit or don't get the hit, you're just doing something that keeps you safe and degrades a bunch of their drive gauge. The slides as well, this applies depending on how you space it. Like if I do it well, I can go into even stuff like my back medium kick and go for the extensions we were doing before, which is really cool. But if I do mistime it and misspace it, it becomes a lot less plus very quickly, so I can like barely go in for my little pokes if I do it close. But if I do slightly misspace it, I can maybe go for like standing light punches or whatever. But yeah, generally if you're kind of not sure about it, I think it's also either good to go for like stuff that's general block pressure, or just go for a throw afterwards. But this does change, and a lot of his stuff changes if you have some slow-moving fireballs on the screen, because they just make everything he does a lot better. Even just when it comes to general zoning and you do something like this, it makes all your buttons and stuff just far better on block or on hit, because it'll make them plus like a lot more. Usually things that he does are very minus, but if I like have this aerial fireball on the screen and I go for this crouching heavy punch, which usually, you know, is minus whatever, now it is actually plus 15. So it's usually, what, minus 6 or something? So becoming plus 15 and assumably plus on block as well. is a big buff, so make sure you're throwing out as many upwards projectiles as you can whenever you have the time to make everything better. And the particularly good thing you can do after your upwards fireballs is your slides. Because as you can see, your medium slide will go onto projectiles, hits a lot of people in neutral because, you know, it's a low, and it becomes far easier to combo off of because it becomes a lot more plus on hit and on block. So we can just go for our regular combo extensions a lot more easily, and your spacing doesn't have to be perfect because that fireball gives you that extra hit stun, that extra juicy hit stun you need. So even if you do the OD one, there's a chance to, because you know how it bounces towards the opponent, you can keep yourself safe depending on when you go for stuff. So I recommend like you press some buttons and then go into the slide, and then the thing might bounce towards them. I don't know. Cool potential for going for some gimmicky stuff. But honestly, now that we've talked about like these two ways of extending combos, and either using that or this launcher, and you can go into level 1s, 2s, and 3s very easily as we've shown, and in the corner everything you do is slightly better because you can get a sweep. That's basically all the combo routes you need to know with Dhalsim. I guess if you know you're getting punished counters, your little pokes easily go into your back medium kick, which means you get, you know, your better knockdown, or you can use it to go into the extensions. And a back medium kick can just go into itself, of course, and so does a heavy kick from up close if you want to use that as a punish counter. But from a distance, if you hit like some of your buttons like this as a punish counter, you can kind of just do it into itself. Unfortunately, you can't do cool teleport ins and for combos because you just zero, so you can just get a grab or something. But I think it's best just to go for like do the button and then you can do it twice for more damage and then throw out a projectile. It's pretty good even though you're not getting tons of stuff. But yeah, I think those are basically all the routes you need to know for Dhalsim. Not too complicated. If you have to focus more on all the options that you have with different arcs of projectiles, slow held projectiles, different buttons and stuff that are unsafe or safe or cancelable. But just make sure you have these simple combo routes in mind, either after drive rush into a simple extension or just use your meter into a simple extension. Use your heavy level 1. Is really good, and anytime you go for pokes, you can easily go into a level 3, and even just that is good enough. Add in the extra damage from the corner, and hey, I think you'll be a pretty solid Dhalsim player. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in whatever's next. Bye-bye.